What's going on, guys? So I thought I'd do something a little different. Obviously, I'm in personal clothing and I'm inside of an apartment, but I'm going through all my supplies, kind of reorganizing them. And I thought it'd be kind of cool to go over what I always have with me in my junk jobs. So I did a video before where I talked about the different equipment I use, like my dolly, my hand truck, mattress bars, speed packs, stuff like that. But this time I want to talk about what's in my junk tote. Now, my junk tote I always have with me on every job I do, whether I'm in my trailer, I'm in my truck, maybe I'm in a U-Haul, doesn't matter. I always have this with me. This basically consists of all the small little miscellaneous items that I use on my day-to-day jobs and or I keep in case I need to use them. Because I like to be prepared so that you don't have to worry about something, right? I'm the kind of person that I'm very minimal, like when I travel, I pack minimally, but I also make sure that I have stuff with me in case I need it. And that's helped me on far too many occasions. So I just want to go over a quick little layout of what I have in my junk tote, why I use it, and some of you may think that's a little overkill, and maybe some of you will say, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll consider it as well. So let's dive into that, and then I'll explain to you why. So this is my junk tote. It belongs to the green lid. This tote right here, this doesn't get anything in it. I bring this with me on every job I do, no matter what, because I use this for chemicals. I used to take chemicals in bulk, as long as it's nothing too crazy, obviously. But the problem with it is sometimes it can spill out, even if it's already in a tote. Maybe that tote is cracked. They put it in boxes, it leaks out through the box. Now it's getting on your truck. In this case, it could get in my trailer. I don't want it on my trailer. I don't want it to soak into the wood. I don't want it to be dirty in general. So what I do is I do accept chemicals, but not in bulk, right? I'll say, hey, I can fill up as much as possible in this tote. And it has to be my tote because I know my tote is not cracked. There's not going to leak anything and it has a secure lid. So I'll say, hey, you can fill up as much as you want here, whether it's paint, whether it's, cleaning chemicals or, car fluids, whatever. As long as it's not gasoline or oil, that's fine. And you can fill this up as much as you want, as long as nothing's going to leak out into the trailer. And what I do is I charge a flat fee. So it's like a chemical disposal fee. And if you want to know how much, you can check it out on my website. But this is my junk tote. My cat is probably going to meow and come into the frame like an asshole. Ignore him. But this is stuff I always have with me. Now, keep in mind in my truck, I always have a tarp and I always have cargo nets. I always have extra straps, extra bungees. A lot of this stuff I already have in my truck, and that's for everyday use. This is additional items that I bring with me on my junk jobs. So I always carry an extra tarp. This is I believe it's a 6 by 12 foot tarp. And I'll just use the little garments and anchor that to the top of the trailer and or the bed of my truck. I always have extra straps. These are just, typical husky ratchet straps. I always have some extra knives with me, a marker, extra knife. I always keep extra Ziploc bags for when I do a job where, let's say, you have to take apart a bed frame and you have all the screws. I don't want to leave the screws at the client's house. I don't want to just throw them in the trailer in case they fall out and then I run over my own screws or my truck or somebody else. So I always bring extra bags with me and I'll throw the screws in here and then just toss them out whenever. Or if you're donating the bed, you can keep all the screws together and just tape it to the bed frame. And now the donation center has the screws. So it works out both ways. Instead of keeping them in the box, these are all my latex gloves. They are, I believe the brand is Venom. They're supposed to be rip resistant. That's a tough word. Rip resistant. They're pretty good and they don't get too sweaty, which I kind of like. And they're black, so you don't have to worry about seeing like how dirty they actually get. But there's a good amount in there. I always have contractor bags with me. I bring extra with me if I know I'm doing a job as maybe construction or it's a clean out. But I always have some with me in my tote. I always keep extra cards and flyers with me. Now, I have these in my truck and I have these in my work binder that I do my invoices with. But I'll also bring them in here just because you never know. When maybe I'm not by my truck and I'm not by my binder, but someone nearby is like, hey, do you have a card? I'll give them one of these. Next up, I have extra masks. Besides COVID, hey, sorry, it's my cat. Besides COVID, I'll also use these if you go into job sites where it kind of smells, or maybe there's mold or real heavy cat hair. I'll do that just so you're not breathing it in. And then I always have safety goggles with me because I'm doing construction or maybe outside vegetation or just something where, it's likely for something to fall into your eyes. I used to think it was kind of dorky to wear them with the moving company on certain jobs. But at the end of the day, I'd rather be wearing these than to get something stuck in my eye because then you spend 20 minutes trying to get it out. It hurts and it's frustrating. So just wear them. They're like $1.99 at Walmart. Next up, I have my gloves. I got these from Walmart, Hyper Tough. There's actually 2 pairs, but I'm washing the other pair right now. And these just got washed. They look so nice. I really like these. They're like, I think $9 or $10 for a pair. They've held up pretty well. They don't really tear, which is nice. It's extra padding here. You don't really sweat too much in them. These are kind of breathable on where the red seams are. And overall, they're comfortable to wear. I would recommend them. This is my first aid kit. Obviously, I got this off of a junk job, but hey, you gotta make things work. But it just has different assorted band-aids, gauze wrapping. It has a butterfly stitches, and I have my own Neosporin in there. Just little simple things. If I cut my hand or something, I don't want to bleed all over the person's property or inside their house. And obviously, I don't want it to get infected because if you're doing junk removal, you're probably handling dirty stuff. So I always make sure to keep this with me. This may look like another first aid kit, but it actually just has a bunch of bungees in it. I just like to keep them in there because if I don't, then they catch onto these and it rips it open and it's a pain in the ass. These are my Lysol wipes. I always keep a bucket of these on me. I don't have super sensitive skin, so I'll use these on my arms, my face, my neck, legs, whatever. Maybe I just did a dirty job or maybe something that had mold around it or like a lot of cat hair. I'll use this to wipe up before I get back in my truck. And then I have a disinfectant spray, similar situation. I always have a couple of door stoppers. Because I do a lot of the jobs myself, sometimes I'll use these to plug the door open when I'm using like my mattress bars or my speed pack. Just because I don't want to have to sit there and bang on the door as I'm trying to wiggle something out. And I don't want to have the customer have to come over and help me either. Like I want to, I'm there for them. I don't want them to have to do any work. I always have some extra rolls of tape. I'll use these to wrap up, let's say, dresser drawers, or I'll stick together a bunch of small items and just kind of tape them all together just to make it a little easier to move. These are my extra carabiners. I use these either on the edge of my ratchet straps or on the bungees or on the tarps just to kind of help give me a little bit more securement when I am tying stuff down because I don't trust bungees. And that's pretty much it. Obviously, I have tools on my truck. I have my drill and I have my drill bit set. I have extra tarps and cargo nets. And I have stuff in case of an emergency with the truck itself. But we'll do that another day. For now, I just wanted to talk about things that I typically carry on my jobs. And that is it for the junk tote. So hopefully something in there kind of sparked your interest. Maybe you'll decide to use it on your job and it'll help out, whether it's for preparation or for daily use. If you use something that you didn't see in there, go ahead and comment it down below. And if you think any of this is going to help you, go ahead and like the video. I did equipment before in the past and I did the junk tote. Next up, I'm going to do trailer accessories. So like I said, sometimes I may do a little things overkill, but I like to be prepared. So I'm going to talk about all the little accessories I bought for the trailer and the truck that just to kind of help me out personally. And then I'll also talk about stuff I always keep in my truck, whether for personal and or for the business. It's all like functional stuff. It's not just like, oh, I keep air freshener in here. It's all stuff like if you get a flat tire or, whatever, something happens, like an SOS. So I'll be going over that next. And for now, hopefully something here helps. But thanks for watching.